students, welcome on this channel. Today we will discuss about meaning of debit and credit. Also, we will discuss about more topics like golden rules, etc. Let's start with the debit and credit. So what is the meaning of debit and credit? This is the first topic. So first is debit and credit are two opposite terms. Let's talk about the word debit and credit. So, debit and credit has no meaning. It is just a sides like coin. You know, two sides are there. Whenever we use a coin, there are two sides, tail and head. Like that, each and every transaction has two sides. Two sides. Then these two sides mentioned by debit and credit word. Okay. Now what about the second? Debit refers to left side and credit refers to right side. Which right side and credit side of what? Of an account. Whenever there are account, there will be two sides, left side and the right side, debit side and credit side. Third point is debit is abbreviated as DR dot and credit is abbreviated as CR dot. That means you can write debit in short form as DR dot, credit in short form as CR dot. Okay. Now fourth point is under double entry system of an accounting, each transactions has two aspects. One is debit, other is credit. Very simple. So double entry system says transactions has two sides. What is the meaning of transactions? You know, if you are going to buy something in a market or somewhere, you are just going to pay cash and receiving some things whatever you want, so you will buy then received a things gives cash. Okay, so there are two aspects, things and cash. So we are talking about that two aspects, one is debit, second is credit. So in below side, this is the form of an account. Suppose this is the cash account, then we will write as above side cash account. Okay. As we mentioned 4 points above side, so this is the left part, and from this till this is the right side. This is the right part and this is the left part. Okay, so this will be what? Debit, and this will be what? Credit. So this is the format of an account. What is the format? First column will be date, second will be particulars, general folio, then amount. Completed. This is the debit side. Again date, particular, ledger folio and amount. It is left side, which is credit. So meaning of debit and credit, I hope it is clear. Let's talk about next slide. Oh, so this is the classification of account. So we have two types of classification, traditional and modern. So we will talk about first tradition. So account is just converted into two parts like personal and impersonal. Very simple. Personal, personal which relate to the human beings, but there are some another points like person can be natural, person can be artificial, and person can be representative. That means if talk about the human beings, it will be natural person. If we will talk about the artificial, there will be different manner like banks and all, we will discuss about later. And the representative also are personal. What about the impersonal, which is not personal? That means real, and the nominal. Nominal generally represent the revenue or expenses kind of account. So accounts which relate to what? Personal account. Very simple. accounts which relate to persons, that means if account related to the person, that means natural person, who creation of God. We all are creations of God. So all human beings are creation by God, so all we are natural personal account. Then artificial, it is created by law for dealing with other person, like you can say companies, banks, partnerships, etc. So it is created by law, or indirectly you can say that it is created by us. Okay. And the third is representative personal. These are accounts which represent a certain person or group of persons. Very clear, certain person or certain group of persons. If represent this type of accounts, it called what? Representative personal accounts. Now talk about the impersonal accounts. Accounts which are not personal, it is impersonal. Very simple. Which is not personal, it is impersonal. And what is real account? Real account relate to tangible or intangible assets. This is the assets. Okay. Intangible assets, tangible and intangible. So what is the tangible and what is intangible assets? Suppose the assets where you can touch and see, like machinery, we can see the machine, we can touch the machine. So things which can be visible and touchable. Also, if we talk about the intangible, it has a different meaning. Like intangible, that we cannot see, that we cannot touch, it is intangible. If we talk about the example of intangible assets, like goodwill, each and every business has its own goodwill. So goodwill will be always exist in business, but we cannot see and we cannot touch, like that. So tangible and intangible assets. And what about the nominal accounts, which relate to the expenses, losses, gains, and revenues, etc. So nominal account always be related to the expenses, losses, gains, that means profit, and revenue which is generated by the businesses. Okay. So here you have a list of different type of account. This one. Okay. This is not explainable, but you can read it or you can make a short note in your notebook. Personal account, these all are personal account. We already talk about the natural, artificial, and representative. So there is some example for you. Real account which relate to the things. What? Things relate to the things. Goods, things, tangible assets, also things, intangible also. It is intangible assets like goodwill, trademark, patent, and copyright, that we cannot see, that we cannot touch. But these above sides are, we can see, things are. Okay. And nominal account, these all are the nominal account. These all are the example of nominal account which occurred in maximum times in businesses. Okay. Okay, now comes to the golden rules. Golden rules, this is very important for you if you are going to study about accounts, or if you are going to study about generals. You have to understand these golden rules. Okay. So we have three types of account. First is personal, second is real, third is nominal. And already we know about the debit and credit. So whenever you talk about the personal account, receiver always be debited and giver always be credited. Real account, what comes in business is debit, and what goes out from business will credit. Any expenses, this, any losses, I will say assets, always be debited in nominal account. If nominal account represents the income and profit, or you can say liabilities, okay, this will credited always. So this is the golden rule. What? Repeat it. Just personal account, real and nominal account. Personal account, receiver the debit, giver the credit. Real account, what comes in business debited, what goes out from business credited. And nominal account, expenses, losses and assets will debited, income, profit and liability be credited. Okay, so if you want to know more about it, there are some examples. So as we know, in personal account, debit the receiver, credit the giver. So receive 2000 from Abhishek. Suppose you are receiving 2000 from Abhishek. Abhishek will giver. So Abhishek will credited. Got it? If gave rupees 4000 to Prashant. So Prashant will receiver debited. And in real account, what debit, what comes in, and credit, what goes out. Suppose you are purchased goods of rupees 500, then what should be entry? Purchase goods. What comes in business? Goods. Okay, and what goes out from business? Cash. So very clear, goods will be debit and cash will be credit. Okay, now nominal account, we know all expenses, losses and assets debit, all income, profit and liability credit. So if you are paying rupees 400 as salary, so you are paying salary to your employees, so it will be expenses for you. So expenses debited, that means salary be debited. Now received 600 as commission. You are receiving 600 as commission. So you are actually receiving cash and commission will be income for you. Got it? So what is the rule? Income always be credited. So commission be credited. So this was the rule of golden rules. Okay, and we also talked about the debit and credit, left side, right side. We can write as dr dot, cr dot, opposite terms both are. Okay, and we talk about the some classifications, talk about the golden rules and examples also. So if you want to further study, we will study about general. So what is general? We will discuss about general in next videos, and I will explain how we can solve or how we can make journal entries from the transactions very easily. Thank you.